Okay, for tonight's homework, copy these problems in your composition notebook and keep going until you reach the total for your class. For example, period 1, you need to do 9 of these. So here I go. Number 1. First thing I'm going to do is plot that point, -1 for x, 5 for y. That means every time I'm going over a box, I'm going up 5. Left 1, up 5. It can be right about here. Now I need to graph the line 1/3 x plus 2. 2 is my y-intercept. The number in front of x is my slope. Remember, slope made up of rise over run. Run is a horizontal component. Rise is a up or down component. So that would be a slope of 1/3. Over 3 boxes, up 1 box. So we'll go to that starting point, which is +2 on the y-axis. Every time I go right 3, I go up 1. Right 3, up 1. Be able to stair step the opposite direction because that is still the same slope, same line. Draw my line through them. That is the line y equals 1/3 x plus 2. Now I need to reflect that point. I need to come at that line at a perfect 90-degree angle, which means I take a look at this slope, which is 1/3, and I not only flip it, but I make it the opposite. So the opposite reciprocal would be -3/1, which means as I approach that line, every time I go over a box, I need to go down 3. Over 1, down 3. Over 1, down 3. That is where the new reflected point, I'm going to call this A, and call this A prime. That is the image point. A is the pre-image. A1 is the image. Alright, number 2. First thing, plot that point. -2 for x, 3 for y. So left 2, up 3. That is where my point's going to go. Make that a little bit better. That is A. My line, 2x plus 2. That means my y-intercept is still going to be 2. But now that slope, which is 2, made into a fraction, 2/1, means every time I go over a box, I go up 2. Over 1, up 2. Be able to stair step the opposite direction. I'm going to draw my line through those best I can. I'm going to label that as y equals 2x plus 2. Now again, I need to approach that line at a 90-degree angle. So again, I look at that line that I'm reflecting over. I look at that slope, which is 2/1. I flip it and make it opposite. So that'll be -1/2. Flipped and opposite. That means as I approach that line, every time I go over 2 boxes, I go down 1. Over 2, down 1. I can see I stop right there. That is equal distance on either side of that line of reflection. If I folded down that line, that would fold one on top of each other. Perfect reflection. Number 3. Plot the point. -3, 2 for x. -3 for y. I'm sorry, -3 for x, 2 for y. Plot the line. That is a y-intercept of +4. That slope is -3/2, which means every time I go over 2 boxes, I go down 3. Over 2, down 3. Over 2, down 3. And let me fix that up a little bit. Be able to stair step the opposite direction. Draw my line best I can. That is the line y equals -3/2x plus 4. Now again, look at that number in front of x. I need to do the opposite reciprocal of that to get a true reflection. So if I flip that and make it opposite, I get 2/3, which means every time I go over 3, I go up 2. So here I go. Over 3 boxes, up 2. Over 3, up 2. That is going to be my new A my A prime. That is my image. A is my image. And you can see perfect 90-degree angle on either side. These lengths are the same. You can see equal distance. That is a reflection over that line. Negative 3/2 x plus 2. All right, number 4, a little bit different. Number 4, I'm trying to come up with a line for this. I could kind of tell that my line is going to be right about here, but I need to be precise. So I'm going to find the halfway point, which means connect these two dots best you can. Connect them, connect them, connect them. Along that line, find that halfway point, and I can see that halfway point is going to be right there. Now, find the slope of that line right there through those. So again, that point, the halfway point, is going to be right here. The slope of that line I can see every time I go over one box, I go down 2. So that is 1, negative 2. Be careful, that 1 is the run, that negative 2 is the rise. So if I drew a line through those 2 points, that would have a slope of negative 2 over 1. I need to find the reciprocal of that. So the reciprocal of negative 2 over 1 for my slope, and opposite is positive 1/2. So that's the slope I'm going to use through that point. So go back to that halfway point. Every time I go over 2, go up 1. Over 2, up 1. Stair step the opposite way. Draw your line through them. Now they want the equation of that line. I can see it's got a y-intercept of positive 3. It has a slope of 1/2. So the line of reflection through those 2 points would be y equals 1/2 x plus 3. So keep going on these until you reach your total and show me tomorrow. Also, work on that Google slide. I'm going to have you do a Google slide about this topic right here, writing the equation of a line through 2 points that have been reflected. Good luck.